Welcome to this HEXATalk. Today we have another interesting topic to discuss, which is data analytics for internal auditors, getting started and beyond. The world continues to evolve and adjust to the new normal, and so have the risks. Internal audit and technology professionals need to evolve as well, not only to the changing threats, but also how we can use automation to improve an organization. Data analytics is a game changer, especially for audits, but it doesn't have to be a large, daunting undertaking. Internal audit teams have options to start small, build something with early wins, and demonstrate unique value to leadership. The key thing is to get started. And that's where we have a great person who has spoken to us in the past as well, Hania-Abrous McCarthy, who is the managing director at Gladclif LLC. Prior to her work with Gladclif, she was chief audit executive and global head of internal audit at American and Canadian Stock Transfer and Trust. She's a member of the audit and accounting committee of the board of trustees of New York Athletic Club and member of alumni committee of the board of the French Lycée of New York. Hania, welcome again. It's interesting to speak to you about another topic. Let me start with the first question for you. Why is data analytics important to audit function?
Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you very much for that kind introduction, as well as for the invitation to participate and contribute today. Data is just no longer nice to have. No matter how you slice it, it's here to stay. It's a key part of what we're doing as internal auditors, as well as compliance and risk management professionals. It's key to the business, its operations, its customers, and its stakeholders in a 360-degree view. Anybody who's not using data or not thinking about using data or working out first steps to using data is definitely going to be facing some challenges down the road. Conversely, for the folks who are laser focused on data and really looking to capitalize on its potential, all kinds of doors begin to open. I think that from an audit specific perspective, when we start to hear from our audit committees that they're looking for data-driven results, I think it's a foregone conclusion that needs to start being an area where we're allocating time, effort, and our resources. I think data is also a key opportunity to lead within an organization. Internal auditors traditionally have had some very deep knowledge and expertise, and also a tremendous amount of corporate courage, right, which is part and parcel of what that particular role requires. And then finally, last but not least, I think it's absolutely now in the regulatory crosshairs. Our regulators are looking to data, its quality, its lineage, its governance, and internal audit, risk and compliance need to be part of that picture as well.
Thank you, Anya, for that. And I've heard various terms recently: continuous auditing, proactive auditing, real-time auditing. And I think the underlying concept or the base of all this is data. If you don't have data, you really cannot do continuous auditing, real-time auditing, or even proactive auditing. So thank you for that answer. And with that, I think I will go to my next question. How do you think data analytics can, perhaps with an example, if you can, help the internal auditors? You did speak about the operational and risk, speak about it, but if you could share any particular example that you have worked on or have in mind, whether data, or for that matter, even artificial intelligence has been used based on data to automate any audit function or anything. If you could put some light on that.
Thank you, Yogesh. I think part of the answer, part of my answer, starts with what you were just pointing out as being absolutely critical to to the success of any internal audit function, particularly as we move forward and we look into the future. It's absolutely very desirable for an internal audit team to be moving from point in time type projects to more continuous real-time projects, right? Audits are historically cyclical. I think even with a risk-based risk assessment process, we still end up with more or less cyclical audits, at least around certain areas of an organization. Continuous auditing and continuous monitoring are a fantastic move forward, not just quantitatively, but qualitatively in terms of the production of internal audits. So that's one, right? So move from point in time to real time auditing and auditing results. The second one, I think, is a move from sample-based testing to full population testing. Clearly a game changer in this new age of availability and quality of data, right? Being able to no longer necessarily be looking for the needle in the haystack, and statistically not necessarily coming up with the major point or the major insight, the significant insight that we need to be drawing from that particular test on that particular population. The third, I think the third key component is around being able to quantify our findings, right? So we're no longer just extrapolating, right? Coming up with X out of Y, and coming up with a percentage deviation, right? Which is only projected, or potentially assumed, which is always problematic, right? From an organizational point of view, to actually quantifying deviations within a given population, right? Being able to say percentage or dollar or other potentially very problematic deviations, including regulatory breaches.
Sure. So Ania, I know you have a great association with Institute of the Internal Auditors. And with that association, there is an interesting event coming on October 15th. The topic is the same, data analytics for internal auditors, but more so what is more important is getting started and beyond. Do you mind sharing some thoughts on the event itself and maybe the topic so that the audience gets more aware of what's going on, what would be spoken, what topics will be spoken about, any audience or anybody who's might be interested worth watching. So if you want to put some light on the upcoming event, what people can look for, and any highlights on the topic itself.
Absolutely. Really thrilled to be speaking to the Institute of Internal Auditors group. Really grateful to be joined by some fantastic co-presenters. In terms of what we'll be looking at is really about getting started. Absolutely. I think that's the key factor. I just don't think it's possible to sit on the sidelines anymore. It's just reality that departments are limited in terms of time and efforts and resources as well. However, there's absolutely some low-hanging fruit to start putting some wins up on the board using tools that are readily accessible. Excel. Other tools are also very much available on a free basis or on a trial basis to get started and start to demonstrate the value to the organization. We've also got some really great folks joining us from different organizations to go ahead and tell us a little bit about their journey, how they got started, what they're using, and how it's working for them. So very excited to be doing the presentation on October 15th.
Yeah, absolutely. And hearing from horse's mouth directly as to how somebody got started would be very, very interesting for not just for the community at such, but I think the audience you would expect is chief audit executives, even people who are the providers. I think everybody and anybody should be interested in this and welcome to attend this session. I'm going to share some highlights of the event on the screen right now as to where to go and where to log in. So just give me 1 second. So you can go to the events cloud, or you can do a quick search in Google as well for this topic. You should be able to open this and subscribe to this event. Then there are some highlights about the event in terms of the whole topic of the day is emerging technology risk. And there are various events as part of it, and fantastic, I would say, speakers who are going to speak about different topics. And then it's the highlight very quickly about the session itself. So please, all of you are welcome to be part of this session. We'll be talking on especially data emergent technologies. So join us. With that, I think I would like to hereby thank Hania for joining us again for this session. This time we chose a very specific topic of data in terms of internal audit. And we look forward to talking more and hearing more, Hania, on October 15th. So all the best with the event, and talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.